Hi, I'm Rich Torrey. Welcome to another Level Up Cartooning. All you ever need to follow along with me is a pencil and paper. It doesn't get any easier than that, right? So I recently went down a rabbit hole reading about Disney's Oswald the Lucky Rabbit and all the twists and turns that Oswald took in those early years of the Disney Empire. I honestly can't think of another cartoon character that has had such a crazy history like Oswald. Created by Walt and his right-hand man, Ub Iwerks, for Universal Studios, their goal was to make a character that stood out from the myriad cat cartoon characters at the time. Oswald looked to be Disney's ticket to success. But after creating 26 cartoons for the Lucky Rabbit, Disney's luck ran out when Universal took the Oswald character away from Walt, along with many of Walt's best animators. They say success is the best revenge. While Walt took Universal's betrayal very hard, he didn't sulk very long, and within months, he had created a new character that became, well, pretty successful. Anyway, today I thought we'd draw 3 versions of Oswald, starting with the earliest version of Oswald as featured in the first cartoon ever, Poor Papa, a cartoon that was actually rejected by Universal, forcing Walt to redesign the character. In my opinion, this early version of Oswald is a little creepy. He seems a little older and slower than the Oswald of later cartoons. Then we'll draw the version of Oswald that most of you are familiar with, the version Walt created after the first cartoon was rejected. In this version, Oswald is younger, neater, with that early Mickey Mouse feel, and more engaging. And finally, we'll draw the version of Oswald after Universal took over the character, specifically by animator Walter Lantz. It seems Lantz borrowed a lot of the new look Oswald from Mickey Mouse, as he now sports white gloves, like Mickey, shoes, like Mickey, pants with buttons in the front, like Mickey's, and a shirt. He also has more Mickey-like features and proportions. By the way, Universal went on to change Oswald's look several more times before he faded into history. In fact, before they were through, Oswald was completely unrecognizable from that first version. Anyway, before we get started, make sure you hit the thumbs up and the subscribe buttons. It helps this channel to grow, and hit the bell so you never miss a lesson. Alright, so let's draw our 3 versions of Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. We're going to draw our 3 Oswalds step by step, giving you the secret formula to be able to draw them again and again. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know I normally use the character's head to figure out how big the entire character is. In all 3 of our versions of Oswald, he is roughly 2.5 heads tall. In other words, however tall his head is, not including his ears, his entire body is 2.5 of those. Okay, so let's draw the roadmap for our 3 versions of Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. So there's a roadmap for our 3 versions of Oswald. Now we're on to step 2. In this step we do what I call roughing out the features. I want to remind you that until the 3rd and final step, you want to draw as light as possible. You'll see that I use guidelines to help you to know where to put Oswald's eyes, nose, mouth, and some of the other things. We don't want those guidelines in the final drawing, so you want to draw them light enough to be able to erase them easily. Okay? So let's rough out the features of our 3 versions of Oswald. Okay, so there are the roughed out features of our 3 versions of Oswald. So now with the roadmap done and the features roughed out, it's time for that final step. In step 3, we get to have fun. We get to draw in the final details of our 3 versions of Oswald. We don't have to guess where to put things because we've already done all the hard work to figure that out. In this step, it's okay to draw darker, but don't press too hard or mindlessly retrace over the lines you've already drawn. You want to always draw with an eye on tweaking and improving until the very end. So let's draw in the details of our 3 versions of Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. And that's how you do it. There you have it, our 3 versions of Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. So how do you think you did? Understand if you've never drawn any version of Oswald before, then you cannot expect to have drawn him perfectly. You notice I don't spend time coloring Oswald during this video because I want my lesson to focus solely on the drawing process. Now you have the secret formula, the process for drawing 3 versions of Oswald. And with that, you can draw him again and again. By all means, color him when you're done. I promise each time you draw him, it'll be a little better and a little easier. I also promise the more you work with me, the better you're going to get at all of your cartoon characters. So I'd love to see your 3 versions of Oswald. If you can, take a picture and post it on either Facebook or Instagram. And don't forget to include the hashtag #LevelUpCartooning. I hope you had as much fun as I did with this one. Remember to subscribe, and thanks for joining me. Until next time, keep drawing, my friends.